Australia, the land of epic road trips, jaw-dropping landscapes and unique wildlife. But how much does it really cost to explore this vast country for 3 months as a family of 5? In this video, we'll break down every dollar we spend. From motorhomes to flights to the ultimate Great Barrier Reef experience. If you are planning a trip to Australia, you don't want to miss this.
Good job, Malik! And welcome to our travel journal. As our youngest just mentioned, in today's video, number 2 in the series, we'll take you behind the scenes and share all our costs with you when we traveled Australia for 3 months, exactly 1 year ago. So buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Yes.
Emmet, why don't you start and take our audience and show them what our route looked like?
Okay, our Australian adventure started in Perth and took us along the west and the south coast to the world's most beautiful beaches to Esperance and back across the country to Perth. We then flew to Adelaide, where we hopped on a house on wheels, explored iconic coasts, Melbourne, flew over to Tasmania and back to the mainland, went further to Canberra, the capital of Australia, to Sydney and further north to Bundaberg, where we hopped on a tiny plane that took us to Lady Elliott Island to experience the Great Barrier Reef.
Thousands of kilometers by different modes of transportation, and we discovered that exploring Australia is as unforgettable as it is expensive.
Alright, then let's get started with some numbers. First of all, we needed visa to stay for up to 3 months, but they were free of charge for us. We flew in from Singapore on a low-cost area for $1,405 for the 5 of us. I got myself a global eSIM, $50 on a promotion for 30 GB.
Then for the first month in Western Australia, we had a rental car that cost us $1,000, but we also paid $382 insurance and had another $233 expenses for gas and parking. That makes a total of $1,755 for transportation. We stayed in several Airbnbs for a total of $2,965. That's a lot, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And that's actually for 3 of the 4 weeks, because 1 week we stayed with friends in Esperance for free of charge. Do you still remember that?
Yes, Kati, Shane, Sam, Darcy and Boomer.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yes, I wish we could see them again.
I'm sure we'll see them again. Let's continue our expenses breakdown though.
Alright, we spent $2,139 for groceries and only $213 for souvenirs, like for example my hat here. Then we went on many activities, from an excursion to Rottnest Island, where we rented bikes to explore the island and see quokkas, to kayaking in Mandurah with dolphins. We visited several lighthouses on capes, explored a whaling station in Albany, took a walk on the Valley of Giant Trees. Oh, and then the Denmark Thrills washing machine. All these added up to $527. From the turquoise beaches of Esperance to the friendly hospitality of our friends, this part of our journey was really cool. On average, and without the flight at the beginning, we spent $50.66 per day per person in Western Australia.
Okay, $50.66 per person per day so far. Where did we go to next, Malik?
Next, we flew from Perth to Adelaide, which cost us $636.
Yes, $636. There, we rented a motorhome for 7 weeks. Do you remember that?
Yes.
This became our home on wheels as we drove the Great Ocean Road, visited Phillip Island, and explored Melbourne. We loved the flexibility, didn't we?
Yes.
Of having a motorhome, but the costs added up.
The motorhome itself cost $9,015. We had to pay another $1,271 for camping fees and a hotel at the beginning. Gas and parking came to a total of $853. We used public transportation to get into city centers in Adelaide, Melbourne and Brisbane. Another $219. Food in those 7 weeks, $3,651.
I used washing machines and dryers here and there for our laundry for a total of $53. And we did a lot of activities, from cuddling with koalas to national park entries, a rodeo in Lang Lang, the Fighter World Museum and Lego Jurassic World exhibition in Brisbane, an aqua park in Gold Coast City, a visit to the Penguin Parade on Phillip Island. We visited the Narakorta Caves and Old Talim Pioneer Village. We fed dolphins in Tin Can Bay, harvested macadamias, and of course, we also had to experience the legendary Australia Zoo. All in all, it cost us $833 and another $758 for souvenirs, clothes, and gifts. Moreover, we got more data for mobile and internet, also for Lila, and that added another $156 for the 7 weeks. So we came to a total of $17,445 for 7 weeks, or almost $2,500 per week, which means $71.20 per person per day. Big numbers, huh? Well, that wasn't everything. Amit, can you tell our audience a bit more about Tasmania?
Sure. Halfway through our motorhome journey, we parked the vehicle at the airport for $81 and flew to Tasmania with only small luggage for 3 days only. The flights cost us $520. Renting a car made it easy to explore the island's breathtaking landscapes, but added to the costs. $283 including gas. We stayed at a hotel in Hobart and an Airbnb near Cradle Mountain National Park for a total of $385. We went hiking at Cradle Mountain National Park and saw wombats real close. We also learned and even cuddled with Tasmanian devils. These activities cost $232. We bought some souvenirs for $131 and consumed food in these 3 days for $290. Despite its compact size, Tasmania was packed with great experiences. On average, we paid $128 per person per day in Tasmania, but could have saved if we had more time to stay longer.
And that still wasn't the end. Malik, do you want to talk about Lady Elliott Island?
Yeah. Yes, that was another highlight. We booked a day trip including flights from Bundaberg. There we went snorkeling, we went on a reef walk, And we went on a glass-bottom boat tour where we saw sharks and turtles before jumping into the water. It was the ultimate Great Barrier Reef experience.
Which cost $1,462 for the 5 of us. But was it worth every penny?
Yeah!
So would you do it again?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'd do it again for sure.
Yeah.
The last days in Australia we stayed in Sydney. We had dropped off the motorhome in Brisbane and then flew to Sydney for 3.5 days only. The flight was $400 for the 5 of us, and an Airbnb in the city centre cost us $357. We did a lot of walking around and let the kids simply play on some playgrounds. The most expensive was the food, which added up to $474 in those 3.5 days. We bought souvenirs for $38 and took an Uber, which is like a taxi, to the airport on our day of departure for $32. On average, this urban leg of our journey averaged $74.34 per person per day in Sydney.
Australia wasn't cheap.
No, it was not. But every dollar we spent came with incredible memories, didn't it?
Yes.
Driving allowed us to see hidden gems, while splurges like Lady Elliott Island and Tasmania gave us once-in-a-lifetime experiences. We learned that slow travel keeps costs manageable, but we preferred experiences over budgeting. Could you imagine visiting Australia again?
Yes, I can imagine living there.
Oh, me too. It's a really, really nice place to also get education for your kids. The country invests a lot in the younger generation, and I actually wish Germany would do the same.
So here are 3 tips for saving money while traveling in Australia.
First, cook your own meals.
Yes, groceries are expensive, but still cheaper than eating out.
Second, plan your routes carefully.
Yeah, long distances mean high fuel costs, so map out efficient itineraries. And lastly, often you can get discounts or save with family deals when you book online in advance. And for tours, you can always try to negotiate to save some money on activities. Our 3 months in Australia were unforgettable, and we hope this breakdown helps you plan your own family adventure. If you have any questions about traveling Australia or want to share your favorite spots and activities, let us know in the comments below.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more travel stories.
If you are curious to know what safaris in Africa or trekking Mount Kilimanjaro cost, check out our last week's video.
Next week's video will be all about traveling cost in Asia.
Yeah, we hope to see you on Sunday on
Our Travel Journal. Bye!